Okay, go ahead, it's recording.
Hello, this is Bernard Dietrich. This is a follow-up of my Money Talk session number 1. Sorry for being so long in getting back to you. So I have to ask you these questions about your financial independence. How bad do you want to be financially independent? And here are a few suggestions that you can do. You have, and this is a follow-up which I covered in my Money Talks number 1. You have to save 20% of your net income, which means if you make $2,000 take-home pay a month, that means $400 a month you can invest and save. And if you can't live on 80% of your income, you're living beyond your means. So you have to find out where you're spending your money and see if you're ever going to get financially independent. So how bad do you really want it? Anyway, I wish if you can't live off of that and you're spending 100% of your income or 110 and putting it on credit cards and what have you, just like the government, you will depend on the government for looking after you in your old age, and good luck with that. Now that you say you have $400 a month or whatever to invest, where do you put your money? Now to start out with, the best thing to do is to start off with, say, I would recommend mutual funds that are run by the banks or financial institutions. Now, you can put 50 a month, 100 a month, 400, 1,000 a month into that. Whatever you can afford, and you can change it as your lifestyle changes. Now, don't be fooled by, there are good financial advisors at the bank and bad, and at financial institutions. Don't get fooled by buying into safe investments, what they call safe investments. They are anything but safe. Some of them don't even pay 2% or 3% of your net return, and that doesn't even keep up with inflation, which means you're losing money every month, so your money isn't growing. You will never get ahead, and you will never get financial independent. So you choose funds that have a track record 10 years or more of making 10% and more. Personally, I've got a fund, several funds that are making up to 14 and 15% return, and they call them risky, but they're companies like Google, Facebook, and banks. They're safer than the so-called safe funds. So don't be fooled by because you're worried they might go down. Yeah, they go down and up every day, every hour, but it's over the long term, over 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, that is important. Now, if you invest $400 a month for 20, 40 years, and you get a 10% return, you go on your computer and you can figure out how much you'd have. It's amazing how much they grow over a period of time. And right now, there's another side to the story. With what governments are spending, inflation is going to become rampant. And I've gone through periods of time when the interest rate on a mortgage was up to 16, 18% return, and now the interest rates are almost zero, which is very good for people, but don't depend on it everlasting. With the government spending all the money they are now, interest rates may head up. So I would recommend right now that 20% of your savings, in other words, of the 400, 20% of that would be wise to invest in silver or gold shares. Mining companies that are and you can buy them on mutual funds through the bank on a self-directed plan. Not in, the banks won't sell them, but they will sell you a self-directed plan where you can put it into wherever you want. And so anyway, this gives you a start to your financial plan, and I will follow up with another talk of some of your other investments that can be in, like real estate, bitcoins, which I don't recommend particularly because I would say at this time they're risky. And by the way, in your investment portfolio, if you want to take a flyer on you hear of a company that's really doing good, what you can do is 5% of your savings can be invested in this risk flyer. The rest should be in returns that give you 10 and 15% return. I will talk another time in the follow-up on session number 3. Thank you very much and have a good day.